Bar, thanks for taking the time to meet with me here at EnvisionB2B 2023.
Happy to be here.
You're the CEO and co-founder of Balance. Can you tell us a little bit about Balance, the company?
Of course. So Balance exists for 3 years. It's a venture-backed company backed by the biggest Stripe, the payment company, Salesforce. Raised $450 million, including our credit facility. The goal of Balance is simple. The first iteration of B2B Ecommerce was to bring catalogs online in real-time availability with ERPs. Balance is doing the second step of digitization, which is automating the full transaction lifecycle, including providing net terms for buyers to help them move from their existing buyer payments and automating the transaction workflow. We partner with great folks like yourself to support a lot of marketplaces, which is our main focus. We have more than 100 B2B marketplaces in the US. And yeah.
That's great. You had a great session today talking about Balance here at EnvisionB2B. And some of our mutual clients, I'm speaking with ChemDirect later this afternoon as well about that mutual
great
client. Base Supply, lots of other great, very happy clients that sing praises about Balance and the offerings you have.
Thank you, sir.
So there are lots of opportunities for a marketplace operator with embedded finance or other offerings in the flow of the transactions and that journey of a marketplace operator from seller and buyer. Can you talk about how you help that flow?
Of course. Maybe a step back and asking the question, why do we need embedded finance? What is the goal? What is the metric you're trying to move? And I think in marketplaces, it's all about adoption. How do I create stickiness for buyers to increase the supply on my marketplace, attract more sellers on the other side? And that's a hard nut to crack. I think the key thing that the marketplace needs to think about is what are the key differentiators I have on my marketplace to solve for that chicken and egg problem. I think one of the things we're seeing as an industry in marketplaces is that availability of products is not enough. With embedded finance, with the ability to have the transaction locked in the point of intent in the marketplace, you can attract new buyers and really create the growth element that marketplace is built for. So Balance is thinking about a transaction from the point of buyer onboarding. Today, buyer onboarding takes weeks to finalize. You have a lot of questions about buyer onboarding. KYC, KYB. Can I give him terms? What are the payment configurations? Who is the person that needs to get the invoice, and so forth. That takes, again, between 2 to 3 weeks. Balance is automating that with a self-serve buyer onboarding tool. That continues on to providing the credit. So you don't know buyers, they're coming in, they have needs. Right. They need their net 30. They need their net 60, depends on the industry. They need to pay on the 16th of each month because this is where they pay all their vendors. Balance with our $350 million credit facility can extend with our own balance sheet and remove the entire complexity of managing AR for them. So in a marketplace, you will be able to offer vendors to get paid instantly while the buyers are getting the net terms they deserve. The marketplace functionality of terms is something that Balance built from the ground up from day zero, and today it's the only company that's doing it for marketplaces. The ability for a marketplace to opt in to a financial suite of tools, including credit, white labeled, and offering it to vendors, with Balance you can do it in less than 2 weeks, fully embedded in your marketplace. And this is why we saw the mutual success. McFadyen are probably the first innovators of B2B marketplaces in the intersection between the platforms and the needs of a customer, and how do you make all of that work together. Balance is doing that on the transaction lifecycle to really just streamline the entire process. I have an intent, I want to find a product, now I can purchase it. Which sounds so obvious,
right?
But it can only be happen with all that embedded finance capabilities baked into it.
Right, and it is a unique requirement in B2B. And people think, oh, it's just a payment service provider for B2C. No, it's very
like
different.
A credit card. No, credit cards are only 8% of the total B2B volume.
Exactly. Credit terms are essential. So you can help attract buyers, you can help attract sellers, and the operator can also make some margin on that too.
Exactly. That's the key, the take rate for the marketplace. You embed those capabilities, you mark them up with a take rate capability that we have. You are fully removed from the flow of funds. Pay in to pay out is managed by a balance, is an escrow account, and you can just benefit from the take rate.
Excellent. And you mentioned buyer onboarding. A lot of people think of seller onboarding as a standard thing for B2C or B2B marketplaces, but the buyer onboarding is a very different process. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, that's the difference between B2C and B2B. In B2B, you can't just go to a B2B website and get the prices that you need with the right configuration. You're a business. You have a very specific set of needs because this is how the accounting system works. This is how the finance department is managing their workflows. In balance with that capability, for the first time, you can take that cumbersome process of buyer onboarding, which you do offline, and have that complementary to your existing B2B e-commerce experience of discovery. So you can enable discovery, and then when there's an intent, or even before the discovery, you can have a buyer onboarding component that doesn't require the back and forth with faxes and emails. You can just get the information. Our system will automatically do a KYC, KYB, and underwriting checks on that buyer, define the payment method, and save it on the platform, so he can just go and check out like an Amazon experience on your marketplace
with credit terms.
With credit terms.
So that's great for the pre-transaction flow for buyer onboarding. How about the post-transaction flow or the life cycle? You recently announced some Dunning offering, an offering for Dunning services.
That's something I'm very passionate about. I think one of the most challenging things, and this is on the software side, but it's all the same. Like order is a combination in B2B of a payment and money movement, a credit, extending of terms, and the workflows. Now we're talking about the workflows because when you do the transaction, you extended the terms, and now you need to get paid. Waiting to get paid is a very, very cumbersome process that requires a lot of manual work. In Balance, we created a suite of post-transaction capabilities, including a buyer portal and an automatic collection tools to enable two main things. One, if you have a lot of outstanding invoices as a buyer with a marketplace and a vendor, now with a one view as a buyer that is white labeled with the marketplace brand, you can pay with one click on all the different vendors with your credit terms that is associated with each vendor.
Okay, great.
With your payment method as the preferred payment method. And you can do this with one click. That saves a lot of time for buyers and create that stickiness and provide the vendor the money in time to reduce his days outstanding. That's a huge offering that marketplaces can give. And it's something that it took us time to understand because we were very on the transaction level.
Right.
But it doesn't solve all the problem. Today in Balance, you can solve all that process with one integration.
So you've been removing friction from the pre-purchase process of onboarding buyers and sellers during the actual transaction itself, and the post-transaction of settling the payment due.
Exactly.
Great. You've got a very holistic solution for finance around B2B marketplaces.
At the end, the problem is one. It's just very complex. So in Balance, we like to think of it as like, you want to get paid. You want to give buyers the payment configurations that they need. And it's all about just facilitating trust between buyers and vendors that don't know each other in a marketplace. Balance just enabled that to happen in scale.
Great. Well, it's a great offering. Our clients rave about working with Balance, and the offering it enables them to, as we said, attract more buyers, more sellers, and make some additional margin on the transactions. So congratulations, Bar.
Thank you so much.
Great offering there. We look forward to doing many more marketplace projects with you.
Thank you so much, sir.